Driving in Japan has been a great thing for me, but it's also been a hell nightmare. Oh. Today, I'm going to tell you all about the good and the bad of driving in Japan. So let's talk about cars. This is mine, a 2010 Nissan March, and it has everything you need. It's got doors, 4 of them.
Nice.
Wheels, 4 of those too. The whole 9 yards. There's really only one major issue. It's hideous. If you happen to have eyes that function and you didn't scratch them out as soon as you saw it, you'll be able to see that it is in fact very ugly. It has all the sleekness and angles of a brick. There were 2 reasons I bought this car. The first being that despite Japan having a reputation for making slick and reliable drifting machines, most of the cars here are just putrid looking things. Finding a car that actually looks good here is like finding somebody from Florida that doesn't do coke. Like, yeah, they exist, but holy hell, are they hard to find. Because I mean, look at some of these. The Nissan DayZ, the Toyota Succeed, Honda Step Wagon, whatever this is, whatever that is, the Toyota Isis. Here in Japan, people often care more about the practicality of a car rather than its looks, which is why every single car here is just hideous, but functional, like me. I mean, they'll get you from point A to point B just fine, but Jesus. Look at this beauty, the N-Box, which I assume people only buy so they can have the N-Box pass. Lest we forget the Wagon? Sorry. I'm getting off track. The second reason I got this car is because of how it runs. No, sorry, the actual reason is because it was cheap. Very, very cheap. Like, including the Shaken. I should explain, Shaken is a special requirement for all cars in Japan. It's essentially like taking a car for emissions back in the States. Except here in Japan, they charge a stupid amount for it. Like almost half the cost of the car for it. And you have to do it every 2 years. Otherwise, it's illegal and you get arrested and then they throw you into a big pit of hot lava. My car was about 400,000 yen. Roughly 3,500 bucks for a 2010 with like 50,000 miles. So pretty ridiculously cheap for a car that, despite how it looks, is perfectly functional. It's far from a clunker. And for the price, it's fine. It's fine. Like the engine in this thing, oh man, let me tell you, it exists. Calling the output of this horsepower is just a discredit to horses everywhere, really. I mean, this thing is like discount horsepower. All right, this is like zebra strength. When I first drove this, I was actually pretty surprised by the lack of power because it is technically a white plate. For those unaware, Japan has 2 main kinds of consumer cars, yellow plates and white plates, literally named after the color of the license plate. Yellow plates, otherwise known as K cars, are essentially motorized coffins with a maximum output of 660 cc. White plates are the more kind of standard car, and they have an output anywhere from 661 to a whopping 2,000 cc. With that much power, you have to be careful not to go too fast. Otherwise, you might take off, fly out of the country. My car is about 1,200 cc, so perfect if you're looking for something you can grow old and die in. But none of that matters because the average speed limit here is 50 kilometers an hour. Around where I live, the main highways only go up to 70. Damn, man, America, we go through drive-thrus faster than that. So everything here is slow. The roads, the cars, like seriously, I could lose a drag race to Fred fucking Flintstone in this. And especially stings for me because back home I have a beautiful 6-speed Golf GTI. It's just scrumptious vehicle. And here I'm driving a car that caps out at 70 and looks like a pregnant slug. But there's not a chance in hell that I'd drive my Golf here. And that is because of the road quality. It's shit. In winter, the washboarding is so bad you bounce around more than a varsity soccer girl at a frat house. I hope your suspension is good, otherwise fuck you. And if it's not the washboarding, then it's the sheer amount of snow and ice. Like damn, I'm trying to drive to work and my visibility is the same as playing the Modern Warfare 2 campaign on Veteran. And if the sun does come out when there's snow on the ground, just pray, dude. That's your only option. There is so much bright white coming your way, it's like being at a Mormon wedding. It's just... So, in conclusion, winter driving in Aomori, I cannot recommend. It's not exactly a relaxing experience. Now you're probably like, damn, that's a lot, but at least the roads get better after winter, right? And this is where I laugh at you, because it says so in the script. No. You see, the roads here stay bad. Very bad. Anybody who lives in a snowy part of the world already knows this, but snow and asphalt do not mix very well. Snow has a really bad effect on it. It seeps in and it exacerbates any of the imperfections in it. Long story short, lots of snow equals a metric fuck ton of potholes and cracks. And that's not anybody's fault, it just happens in snowy parts of the world. But I swear to God, the Moon Rover had to deal with less bumps than I do. But honestly, despite everything that makes driving here annoying, I'm still really glad to have a car. Maybe if I lived in Tokyo or any other big city, I'd feel differently, but without a car, living in the countryside would be unbearable. And even though I've been incredibly harsh with my critique in this video, there's a lot of great aspects about driving here. For starters, I have to think about how cheap this car was and that it actually gets pretty good gas mileage. I mean, it's not like that famed elite Japanese gas mileage you've probably heard of. This, she's a little more thirsty than that. All jokes aside, driving here has led to some really great experiences for me. The amount of things I've gotten to see and places I've gotten to go because I have a car has just been incredible. And off the script, in all seriousness, there really is something special about driving here. Yeah, never mind. Driving in Japan sucks. Deuces.